Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Zen here, and today I woke up to what looks like to be a leak set reveal. Again, this is all not really speculation. This looks very authentic, but take this video as a grain of salt. This is not confirmed. This is just being posted everywhere currently online. And I think we have about 23 potentially authentic and leaked cards. So with that information and taking it as a grain of salt, because we don't know if it is 100%, but it's looking very likely, let's go over these cards. I'm very excited, and we're starting with the boy here, Infernape EX at 170 HP, 2 fire energy, which is pretty respectable. Discard all fire energy from this Pokemon for 140. So like, it's kind of a limiting move, whereas I was hoping it'd be more like Ninetales, where if you did discard, it's discarding 1, but you are discarding all your energy, which sucks. However, please direct your attention to that retreat cost. Oh my god, that is amazing. 0 retreat cost. You can retreat this guy for free. So he attacks, you retreat for free, and then you just load him up on the bench. This thing could work so well. Now, I have not seen Forterra or Empoleon as of yet. We might be getting that later today. But so with the cards that we do have, again, it's like 20 plus cards. They're pretty spicy. So let's move on to the next one real quick. And that's going to be Togepi and Togekiss, who are both psychic energy, which is interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be colorless. You can run Dialga with this and ramp them for free. It doesn't look like it's the case. It's psychic type, which I guess it makes sense because it's fairy and they kind of make fairy type Pokemon psychic type in the game. I mean, look at Flabébé, right? So Togetic as well. This seems like, you know, Clefable. Nothing too crazy here. 1 psychic energy to do 40 damage. Nothing too insane there off of these 2 Pokemon. But if we look at the evolution, oh my god, that's too massive. That is way too big. Let me make that a little bit smaller. Togekiss is the name, 140 HP, 1 retreat cost, Overdrive Smash, 60 HP. For only 2 psychic energy, has the effect of during your next turn, this Pokemon's Overdrive Smash does an additional 60. So you can always do up to 120 as long as you get your first one off for 60, okay? Throw in the Cynthia card, you guys. Oh my god, that's 170. This thing one-shots that Infernape that we just showed. This is actually kind of crazy. The Overdrive Smash for only 2. And it's weak to Steel. Like, it's so good. This thing is so good. All right, I had to get that fixed real quick. I'm clearly a little too excited today. Okay, so that's a few cards. Let's go into the next ones real quick. I'll just throw it on top. Gible and Garchomp. Water fighting, 60 damage slash. I was right. If you guys saw the community post, I was guessing that the water fighting type would be this dragon type Pokemon's like energy requirement. There is a single retreat cost, but let's see what that fully evolved Garchomp looks like. There it is, 140 HP, which seems a little bit lackluster. It's a little bit weaker than Dragonite, but it does have an ability. Reckless Shearing. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you can draw a card. So this helps you draw from your deck, which honestly is pretty good. This is a really good card. Dragon Claw, only requiring 2 energies, a water and a fighting to deal 100 damage. And like, water fighting is already a pretty good cohesive energy typing that works well together. I mean, you have Greninjas, right? You have so many other fighting types, a Marshadow, the single energy Mankeys and Primates. Like, the decks could work with Garchomp really well. I'm actually super excited to test this guy out. And with that, let's look at another duo real quick. I'm just throwing the duos over this. Porygon and Porygon-2. Okay, so I already saw Porygon-Z, and I need you guys to understand that is the craziest card I've ever seen. Oh my god. So Porygon-2, 1 energy, sharpen, does a little bit of damage, 80, yada yada yada. Nothing too crazy here. This thing looks pretty good, right? But now let's look at that Porygon-Z, 140, 3 energies for Buggy Beam, deals 80 damage, but the effect is crazy. Let me read this for you guys. Change the type of the next energy that will be generated for your opponent to one of the following at random. So it's not controlled, but you are controlling, essentially ruining your opponent's game plan. Like, you can send this guy out, and if your opponent has no means of like applying that energy correctly, Porygon-Z is going to be such a fun troll deck. And I think it honestly might slightly be meta for 3, because you can ramp this guy with Dialga and then switch it in And now your opponent just can't play the game. They just can't play the game if they're not running their own Dialga, if they're not ramping their own cards. This thing is so good, dude. Oh my god, Porygon-Z. But it is a stage 2 Pokemon. So by the time you get your Porygon-Z online, you know, if you're lucky, by turn 3 the latest, but it's probably a little bit later after that. So by that time, your opponent's already probably ramped a couple Pokemon that they really needed. Here's the potential Darkrai. Again, this is all like leaks and not fully confirmed, but we'll take it as it is because so far they look super legit. Now, I'm not a professional. I don't work on the dev team or whatever, but these look very authentic and I'm very happy with them, especially the Bidoof that's coming up, you guys. Oh my god. Darkrai 110 for 3 energy, 60 damage, puts the opposing Pokemon to sleep. It's not too bad. I was really hoping for some sort of ability, but maybe we're getting Darkrai EX. We don't actually know yet. This is kind of like, I don't want to say it's mid, but it's not crazy, right? It's not that crazy for me. Speaking of crazy, Cyrus here, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has damage on it to the active spot. So it's like Sabrina, but it's like a forced Sabrina. So instead of like using Sabrina and your opponent chooses which one they bring out, you can Greninja one of their backline and then Cyrus them to force them to bring that Pokemon. It would be the only possible option. And that's crazy, you guys. I need you to understand, this is so good. There's so many levels coming to this game. I'm just so excited to be a part of this game, man. Set 2 needs to drop. I'm too excited to start cooking and building decks, man. This with something like Greninja, with who else we got? Heck, you could even run it with the old baby Pidgeot if you really want to, right? Like switch them out, damage the active Pokemon, switch them out, knock out something else, and if they don't want to bring that one back, they can with Cyrus. Like, it's so good. There's so many spicy elements to it. Here's an interesting one. Manaphy, 50 HP. It's a basic Pokemon. This is somewhat known as the mythical. For 1 water energy, oceanic gift, choose 2 of your benched Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that card. This thing ramps your water Pokemon onto. So you're telling me, check this out, guys. This is insane. This is freaking insane. You're going second. Manaphy goes out in your active spot. You have 2 water Pokemon in the bench, and you give your Manaphy 1 water energy. But on turn 1, you effectively have 3 water energy distributed across 3 Pokemon. Because no one's knocking you out if you're going second. Like maybe on the following turn, if they have a Farfetch'd and Giovanni, your Manaphy's gone. So it's like you have to be very careful about that given the price point, but that's a lot of that's a really good effect. That is an insanely good effect. Throw in something like blue to really guarantee that your opponent can't knock you out and you can use this effect twice. Yeah, I think Manaphy goes into a blue deck or a blue goes into a Manaphy deck for sure. All right, here's another one that looks really promising, mainly because of the Magneton effect that we know. Thunder Blast. Discard a lightning energy from this Pokemon. But with Magneton, I was going to say Magnezone. With Magneton, it could ramp itself with electric energy, lightning energy. This thing has 140, 2 retreat costs, but 110 is like, that's really good. I think this could go into potentially Lieutenant Surge decks and make them just that much stronger. But we do have a trainer, a new supporter like gym leader that might deal with a lightning type. So we'll get to that in a bit. I don't actually know what it does yet. I got too excited. I'm just looking at all these cards, man. Speaking of cards, this is a beautiful art right here. Staraptor. Oh my god, one of my favorite bird type Pokemon. 140 HP, 1 retreat cost. Clutch, deals 80 damage. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't oh my god, this is Arbok on crack. This is Galvantula on roids. It is the extra energy, but you guys, you have to remember, Dialga, Staraptor deck, that's going to be my... I'm telling you now, that is the first deck I am making as soon as the set releases and I get all the cards. Staraptor, Dialga, and I'm trapping everybody. That's it. GG's. GG's. Oh my god, dude. This is crazy. This is so good. I love it. The 3 energy seems like a lot, but then you remember things like Dialga and you're like, checkmate, buddy. Oh man, this is looking pretty good. Okay, what's this card do? Rotom, 70 HP, colorless energy, so you could effectively slot this into any deck, 20 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached to it, this attack does 30 more damage. And we do have 3 Pokemon tools that have been quote unquote leaked. Okay, so we'll be talking about those in a bit here. But this seems pretty decent. I mean, you could effectively put this into anything, especially if the tools are like meta changing, which I still don't know. You're getting an honest reaction to all of these right now. Okay, Volkner, this is the one I was talking about. Choose one of your Electivire or Luxray, so confirmed not to be EXs, or at least they're going to have versions of them not EXs. Attach 2 lightning energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. Awesome. That is exactly what I've been asking for. If you guys have been subscribed to the channel for a while, and if you haven't, consider subscribing. You already know how many times I've been asking for them to make cards to play around with the energy in your discard pile. Yes, your energy goes to your discard pile. Whenever you retreat, whenever you lose a Pokemon, all the energy attached to that Pokemon goes to the discard pile. Next time you play a game, open your discard pile and look at the energy zone there. It's just an element that they could have incorporated at set 1, but I'm so happy they're incorporating it set 2. It just makes for so many more strategies and lines of play. And oh man, this looks good. Okay, time for the card that I've been hyping up, and that's my man Bidoof, baby. 60 HP, 2 energy, Dialga maybe, Super Fang. Now this doesn't look like a lot. Sorry, I got a text there. Okay, so this doesn't look like a lot. But this attack, Super Fang, halves your opponent's active remaining HP rounded down. So just want to paint you a picture real quick. They're 140 HP. Well, guess what? Now they're 70. Okay, if they're 200, now they're 100. I don't think we have anyone that's 100, right? But if they're 50, they're 20. Like it's actually crazy. I don't know what happens if they're 10 though. That's gonna be something worth testing out. It does have a retreat cost of 2, which doesn't feel great, but nonetheless, I think Bidoof is going to be a pretty interesting card. I'm actually excited for this. Speaking of excited, are you guys ready for our first Darkness EX Pokemon? Yeah, that's right, Weavile EX, baby. I also had I guessed this a while back. So if this turns out to be real, oh my god. Scratching Nails 30 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon has damage on it, this attack does 40 more damage. Oh man, for 1 energy is crazy. What the heck? Nah, this thing is nuts. Throw in a Greninja deck, please. This thing is crazy. Oh my god. All right, second deck right here, Weavile EX. I bet you this one's gonna be a Dialga pack, and this next one I think is gonna be a Palkia pack, but let's check it out. Gallade EX, 170. It's a stage 2 Pokemon, 2 fighting energy, energized blade 70 plus. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's psychic. It's psychic for 2 fighting energy. Okay, this is pretty good. This is honestly super good. This is spicy. And so check this out, guys. This is a fighting type EX Pokemon that evolves from Kirlia. And I don't know about you, but there are no fighting type Kirlias. So you're effectively putting in a Ralts and a Kirlia, 2 psychic Pokemon into a deck to get this guy. Because of that, I don't know how strong this will actually be. Very interested to see the other cards, but now it's time for the Pokemon tools. The first one is Rocky Helmet. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 20 more. Oh, Rocky Helmet Drud, 40 damage, bro, is crazy. Rocky Helmet Drud is crazy right here. Oh my god, dude. But yeah, essentially this literally gives all of your active Pokemon Drud's ability. I think that what they were thinking is was it mini set? They were like, yo, Drud literally slotted into every deck, so what if we made a card that just gave him that option again? And I think Rocky Helmet is that card. Okay, if we're ranking this, that's a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10 Pokemon tool. That's crazy. I mean, just because of how good Drud is. Okay, Giant Cape. The Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 20 HP. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is great for basic Pokemon. This is great for turn 1 plays. You might even survive a high roll Misty now, right? Plus 20 doesn't sound like a lot until you start giving it to things like your, I don't know, what is it? Charizard, 200 HP, right? So I think it's pretty good. Mewtwo, 170. Like, Giant Cape is actually pretty legit. And then that brings us to the final card in this group and bunch. At the end of each turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is affected by any special conditions, it recovers from all of them and discard this card. So you can only use it once. That's, that's kind of good. All in all, pretty great cards, but that's not it, you guys. As I'm filming and recording this video, I got a bunch of amazing, helpers on Discord, friends of mine. They're just sending me stuff as they see it, and it looks authentic. So you're gonna see it as I see it for the first time. And I'm just gonna throw this one on the screen right here. It looks like we are getting a Kirlia EX And a Turtwig. We already see these are the event promos. So these are event cards. Kirlia EX is one of the event cards. I'm going to make it as big as possible so we can see it. 140 HP. Whenever you attach a psychic energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, heal 20 damage to it. And then it does Psychic Flash. Honestly, not bad, dude. But it has to be from your energy zone. So like if you use Gardevoir on this, it doesn't heal. So it's kind of like Lapras. I hope it gets more play than Lapras personally. But it seems like it's going to be one of those Lapras cards. All right. And with that, let's check out the other cards down here. Oh, I can't read that, dude. I can't read that. I'm going to do my best. Okay. Skarmory, 80 HP. Metal Arms 20 plus. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this attack does 30 more damage potentially. Confuse Ray. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. We're finally getting confused with Misdreavus. Misdreavus is giving us confusion. Okay, I'm covering myself up. Don't miss me too much, guys. Turtwig does the regular thing. Electivire here. Exciting Voltage, 40 plus. If this Pokemon has at least 2 or more lightning energy attached, this attack does, I want to say 80 more damage. That's kind of cracked. Okay. And with that being said, with these event promos, typically 2 of the cards are brand new cards not included in the set. So some of these, like the Turtwig, we know for a fact is already an existing card. We can assume the Cresselia EX is not an existing card. I'm gonna have to say the Electivire is probably the not real card, and not real, but like the second copy. Just because of that Volkner dealing with the discard pile, it would just seem a little too broken to just ramp it for free. Okay, so these are the other cards that I promised we would talk about. What else do we have? We have cosmetics. Cosmetics are always fun. Little Monferno Infernape family, and you can use this to get all of these. Nice little Pokemon coin. Also for all the Cynthia fans. Oh my goodness. Mommy, what? What did Royce say the other week? Honestly, this is pretty cool. Also Spiritomb, very excited to see Spiritomb. And then finally, oh, this thing looks so beautiful. I need this. I need this playmat like day one, you guys, day one. And I think that wraps up pretty much everything that has been released. I mean, there might be more stuff later on, but I'm just trying to get to it as I can. This is a pretty exciting time to cover Pokemon Pocket. I really hope these are real, but I don't know. Until the game launches or until we get official confirmation from Pokemon Pocket themselves, we'll take it as it is. And I'll just say they look really authentic. There you guys have it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the video. Consider subscribing for some spicy Pokemon Pocket content once set 2 drops, and that's going to be it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.